Idan, what do people you know think about Israel?
So the most people in Germany think that the solution that it exists two separated states, Israel state and the Arabs. This will be the solution. So for us, but the problem is more difficult. Yeah.
You in a project that study the Holocaust. What are your personal feelings about the project? Why do you do that? Why do you do that? How did you get into that? Yeah.
Yeah, we get into that because we want to learn about our past and our history, and we don't want to forget what happened. And I think we are all deeply depressed about what happened. And we want that something like the Holocaust never happens again.
Yes, in the books you can really feel the feel when you read it. So, what are your feelings to what happened as one who studied it right now as the new generation that can change all? What are your feelings?
When I read I think my first book was Anne Frank. I was the whole day I was crying. I feel so terrible, and I was so sorry, and I can't understand how people can do this.
You did nothing, really. You're not blamed on anything, and I think I asked you this question. So, why do you feel guilty?
People in our country did.
Yeah.
And that's why we feel guilty.
It is amazing and very interesting land, country, and so there are always special connect with Germany and Israel. Yeah, and so yeah.
Okay, the new generation, the one who did the third generation, and we remember all that. I want to ask you, as a new generation, how do you see the future? How do you create him? What do you do after the project? Christian?
We go positive in the future, with peace and without any racism. Yes. Racist.
So tell me, where have you been in the project? Where have you been in Israel in the project that you think this is a place that I will come back in the future and will visit again?
Yeah, I really like Israel, and I like the landscape and the people, and they are very polite, and they came to us and asked questions, and they are very open, and so you can get an exchange, and that's nice.
Okay, some of you got some feelings about the visit himself in Israel. As Anna said, people are nice, but did you got into people that were not nice and got something that you don't really know why against you?
No. Before we make the journey, we always thought that the Israelis don't like Germans because our past and because our country did so many terrible things. But when we arrived, all the people were nice and friendly.
How are the people different here than in Germany? Like maybe cultural things, maybe just the way they look, the way they act, the way they talk. How are they different?
Okay, I rephrase the question and refer it to Anna. How are the people here when they say hello? How do they do that compared to your country?
They were always smiling and were very excited and very polite, and I believe they were more open and more direct than in Germany, and it was nice because you can answer good and that's good.
Okay, I want to ask Maria a question about the situation between Israel and Iran. What do you think about Ahmadinejad? What do you think of the man, of his opinion, of what he's saying to the world?
I think I can't understand his point of view, it's just
You look
hard
like a
to
monkey.
believe that somebody can think like this.
Ocean want to answer this question.
I've met a lot of people that were in the Holocaust, Jews, and some of them are they like don't go into a car because it was made in Germany and stuff like that. And I always thought that was very wrong, because I don't think you can judge the people that are in Germany now for what their parents did or what their grandparents did. And I never felt like, oh, they're German, so they must be bad people. I know that some people do, and some people might think maybe in Germany stuff about the Jews maybe, but I really hope that in the future maybe that will change and get to know each other better and not forget about the past, but learn from the past, but also make a future together.
That I think personally from this meeting between people that came from Germany who learn about the Holocaust and us that daily feeling the influence of the Holocaust by the teachers, if that by a grandmother, and that it's made me feel really great. It's made me feel like, okay, we can get a future. The future is possible and the good one. So I got another question. Back to the original subject. The national situation of Israel right now, that we are presented as murderers when we attack the Arabs. So, what do you think about this one, when we attacked, about Oferet Yetzuka and Lebanon Ashniya? Take the time.
I believe we are not allowed to make an opinion and criticize about this, but I don't like war in any way, and I don't like if somebody kills other people's, and that's my opinion.
Okay.
I understand that you will be safe, that you will be have a life in security. And I know that the Arabs attacked you too. They bombed you, and so yeah.
So you understand what we do, and I want to end the interview with one last thing from one of you guys that say what do he feel about the meeting, because I already said what I feel. So I don't know, Hannah, Maria, Christian, someone, anyone? Yeah.
What? You want to know what we feel? I think it was really good, and it's very interesting to get to know people from here. They are different to German, but I think it's very nice, and I think we should get to know each other. It's a good way to create a good future for all of us.
And I want to go back to the visitors and ask.
I think it's a good way to start the new future.
I also think that now that I met you, I understood that you're a lot like us, like music and stuff, just normal stuff that a lot of teenagers do. Maybe here in Israel you think, oh, Germany's so far away and people must be so different, and they're not. And I think it's very good to see that we're a lot alike and we're very similar. We also have a lot of opinions about,
Yeah, I also really liked it, and I liked the exchange and to learn the new opinions from you, and I believe it's good for us and for the future.
I agree with all of you, because the future is important for us, the young generation, I think, and the best way is in peace to go, and in Israel I learned so many, because I was telling you that in Israel not so big difference, but it isn't like this. Yes.
Okay, so let's conclude it's great and it's important, and let's move to the song. Bye bye.